Very, very, very interesting episode this time around. Now you're probably thinking, huh? Why? This is 2 full pages of notes. 2 full pages. Think about that for a second. Which, yes, means I had an entire page of notes for the sub, and an entire page of notes for the dub. For the record, sub won this week. But that's not a dig at the dub episode at all. I actually think the dub episode works. It's just the sub works like on every level, whereas the dub only really works for the dub, right? This is a fascinating episode to talk about. Because at first I was thinking that this wasn't gonna have much. No, this is probably the most important episode of the arc. No, I mean that sincerely. This is the most important episode of the arc. Now, I'm going to start with Yugi and the others first, and then we're going to obviously talk about the Shadow Magus, Seto, and Blue Eyes. Both Setos, actually, because yes, this is the episode with the silly dub thing, with the silly dub line of "Are you saying we're cousins?" I didn't think that was this week, but here we are. I will address it. That's it. So the gang. My first note in the dub is actually about string continuity because I didn't realize it until I started watching this episode, where I was like, "Wait, this episode's got a lot of string continuity to it, and even more so than most anime have." Most anime is string continuity, right? Episodes of each. It's effectively multiple episodes of a whole, right? Now, some people would say that's just one contiguous story, as opposed to actually being regular plain old string continuity. But I kind of feel like that is string continuity, right? Right, where the events of an episode will lead into the next in kind of a contiguous way. Now, in a lot of ways, yes, you could say that this is just, parts of a bigger story. But at the same time, I kind of like this version of string continuity almost a bit better because it allows you to kind of pace out your story, right? It's actually one of the reasons why I talk about pacing and why I was so anal about season two's pacing. This is a prime example. We are. Hang on. Let me actually count this. Give me a second. One, two. Well, I guess I could just look at the thing. We are 15 episodes, roughly 50. This is episode 15 of this arc, of a 26 episode arc. And it doesn't feel like my time has been wasted. If anything, I felt like the pacing is a little quick and probably could have used a few more episodes to really stretch some of this stuff out. Actually, we're actually going to have a prime example of that later on in this very episode with Blue Eyes versus Dark Magician. But even in spite of that, this episode was still an S rank because of the very nature of it flowing from one event to the next. I don't feel like this episode I feel like this episode is expertly paced, even in the dub, which cuts out an entire scene that actually shows off a reason for the whole Shadow Magus possessing Seto thing. I thought that was pretty cool. So Tristan is able to read the hieroglyphics when they get into the tomb, and they're all just like, and that's true with Honda. I also like Yugi's confidence in both versions, where he's like, "No, the name is here. We just need to find it." I like that. Right. So Honda reads the hieroglyphics. You have to give up what the Millennium Puzzle gave you. who uh it's interspersed with all of the episode. The main focus of this episode is on the Seto and Shadow Magus stuff. That's actually why the dub calls this one in the name of the game, and uh why the sub episode title is White Dragon. I almost said Shadow Dragon. It is White Dragon, right? Because that's the focus of this episode is the White Dragon. So Yugi's wish was for friends, and very good. Good. Wow, I really did not have very many episodes or very many notes about the Yugi subplot in the sub. Go figure. I mean, granted, this is also one of the well, okay. Aside from the one scene that's cut out completely, this is probably the least changed episode 4Kids has ever done. Don't get me wrong; it's still changed. Obviously, I mean, are you saying we're cousins? But outside of that, plus the whole knife thing, this episode doesn't really have a lot of differences between the sub and the dub. Funny enough. Oh, it's got major differences. Make no mistake. I mean, again, I will keep using that line. I mean, to mock to mock it. Okay, are you saying we're cousins? Right. So, but anyway, Yugi's wish was there, and in both versions, so Tristan betrays them. Joey in both versions is willing to sacrifice his life so Yugi can get the Pharaoh's name. That's telling of Joey and Jinochi, of Joey Wheeler and Jinochi Katsuya's character. He is willing to just sacrifice himself on the fly, no hesitation, so Yugi can succeed in getting the Pharaoh's name and getting the hell out of there. Fuck yeah. And he's also willing to, to be the one that Yugi climbs over in order to save himself. Oh, I actually kind of like that. Which actually probably would have been funny. It probably would have been funnier if it was Anzu he latched onto by accident, and it's like, oh crap, sorry, don't let go of me, Yugi. Just climb over me. It's fine. Because I don't think Anzu would do that to Yugi. He would not. He would beg Yugi to, or probably Jinochi would probably be like, "You just grab onto me, Yugi, and just get up. We'll save Anzu the embarrassment." Because that's what friends do. Who? I'd be willing to do that for a friend in that same situation. Then grab onto me. We'll save her the embarrassment. Grab onto me and climb up. Go. you know? But anyways. Joey even has a line of the dub. It's true what you say. You gotta hang on to your friends. Because hanging on to his friends is literally what's saving Yugi's life. Fucking hell, dub. Sometimes a lot of times the dub will miss a lot. That line is actually a hit. That was good. That was damn good. So they get the Pharaoh's name, and then Yami Bakura reveals that his parasite mind basically replaced Honda. Which yeah. Obviously, they've been giving that away for multiple episodes. It would have been a better twist. This honestly would have been a better twist if Yami Bakura would have just shut the fuck up about it. And this was the episode where he said "parasite mind," right? And that he had said it at the beginning of the episode, or something. Or hell, leave parasite mind until after the reveal. But no, of course not. We can't do that. So Yamabakura shows up, and Yugi is going to have to duel him so they can get Item his real name. Him. Fun fact: if you could read hieroglyphics, you would have to actually know Atem's name before everybody else. I obviously cannot, so I didn't know what Atem's name was until he declared it in the name of the Pharaoh. Spoilers, but yeah. So we're rewinding now back to the Shadow Meg to the Seto and Shadow Magus stuff. Of Kisara comes is has somehow found them. Okay, sure, or love having a radar. Or I can go with it. I can go with it. Uh, so Shadow Magus. Now I haven't been commenting on it, but I have to admit I do like the Shadow Magus's voice in the Japanese version because it sounds like this muffled, like dark entity voice, and I kind of like it better. Don't get me wrong, I don't mean any disrespect to the voice actor, but I think the filtering on the dub's voice actor could have been done better, right? It kind of like with Yami Merrick. I actually love the filter they use for Yami Merrick in the dub. I kind of wish they had done something similar in this one instead of just and just kind of making him sound like he's talking while underwater, which is what they actually do. You know, play with the pitch, play with the reverb, something. You know, and hell, that's not and don't tell me they didn't have the tech for that back then. I could do stuff like that with my music in Windows Movie Maker at the time that these episodes were coming out. So don't tell me they couldn't have done it. So Shadow Magus is talking about how it's Seto's destiny and yada yada yada. How to kill Kisara, take the White Dragon. In both versions, Seto basically says "fuck off." Priest Seto literally says "fuck off" in both versions, and I love it. I literally have a note here that Seto, even in the sub, rejects Shadow Magus. Hell yeah. We've actually got a hell yeah and a fuck yeah in this episode. Good. And both of them are done by a Seto. I just realized that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just realized that right this second. That's not even a joke. Oh, oh, that's awesome. Uh, so Shadow Mega starts sealing up Blue Eyes. Guys, Seto has a line in the dub that I actually like. I like his lines in both versions, and obviously the sub one is better. But I love his dub line here. He says that he would rather be a peasant in a world still shining with hope than to be a pharaoh in a world contaminated by darkness. I love that. In the sub, he talks about how the light of love can conquer the darkness, and I like that too. Especially when he declares in the sub that they are not tools for revenge against Akhenaten. You know? So then Seto in the sub goes to stab Akhenaten, and that's why he has to resort to using his spirit to possess Seto, because Seto kills Akhenaten. Because again, it's like you've pushed this too far. You're done. Die. And I kind of like that. But then the possession happens, and it makes me wonder: in the original version of these events, was possession the reason why Seto had joined up with Zork? Was that why? You know, it's just kind of an interesting food for thought. So, so Tem shows up. Up, Seto is possessed. And then we get Dark Magician versus Blue Eyes, and it is so damn disappointing. It's literally one attack, and Dark Magician is toast. That's it. That sucked. And then, of course, when Akhenaten wants Blue Eyes to kill the Pharaoh, Kisara refuses, uses Seto calling out to her. Then Kisara frees Seto from Akhenaten. The Shadow Magus is now dead. And Priest Seto mourns Kisara's death. Ah. So then Atem and Kaiba talk about how in the dub they talk specifically about who Seto is. His name is Seto. He helped 5,000 years ago. He fought bravely by my side to stop a great evil. Blue Wolf's hair tie fell out of his hair, as it wants to do. And he also mentions that he and his father and Tim's father were brothers, and that leads to Kaiba to Kaiba specifically. Yeah, our Kaiba in both senses of that word, both the fact that it's Seto Kaiba saying it and the fact that it's Dub Kaiba saying it. Dub Kaiba says, "Are you saying we're cousins?" And then our Seto says things a bit different. He starts piecing it together. The goons, the Dork Patrol, the others being unconscious in front of the tablet. Bakura's a cult shit, and the vision that we had at the Duel Tower. Based on all of that our Seto pieces together that these events are different. That this isn't a full recreation. Atem explains that this is a shadow game based on the world of his memories, and states that that our Seto has Kaiba has the right to believe it or not. Fun fact, I think this is where Kaiba starts actually not so much believing in magic, but so much where he's just kind of looking at this like, okay. And Atem in the sub basically says, okay, you should go, because Zork is going to resurrect. It's going to be extremely dangerous here. You should go. I don't want you to die. Yada yada yada. Right? He's basically saying, I don't want you to die. Go back to your world. You rule there anyway. Go be awesome there. And in both versions, Kaiba refuses. In the dub, it's just don't order me around. Snarky arrogance. In the sub, he acknowledges Atem's authority in the world. It's like, yeah, you may have authority here, but nobody orders me around. So I'm gonna stay. I want to see what this great evil that has you shaking your goddamn boots it seems is like. I like that, for the record. So then Game Master Bakura talks about how it'll be much more satisfying if I get your hopes up and then dash them. And then of course, like I said, the episode ends with Yugi and the piece of Yami Bakura that was in Tristan about to fight. I fucking love this episode. I fucking love this episode. I've only been talking for 20 minutes? What? Come on! Damn it! Damn it! I wanted this to be longer than that. Oh, are you kidding me? Damn it! But yeah, no, this is a fantastic episode. I suppose that's the nature of the beast. This episode is so short, but it's so good. It's so good. Good. Like, I know a lot of these episodes of my videos on these episodes have been really short, because I haven't had a lot to say. But this one is so good. Like I didn't even talk about the music. The music in the sub is glorious. Glorious. And then you have our Setos, piecing things together. The love of the light of love cutting through the darkness. I don't hate this episode in the sub. This is an S rank episode, and by definition, if I can't hate an episode in one version and love it in the other and still give it an S rank. That's actually something I established all the way back in Friends to the End during the Anchor Duel, because this is actually the inverse of the Anchor Duel. Cool. Because again, I implore you to watch this episode subbed if you have never done so. Oh, in the Anchor Duel, it was because the dub of that four-parter sucked ass. But in this one, the dub of this episode is actually really good, but the sub is just amazeballs, and that's the key distinction here. I am in love with this episode, and I was shocked when I actually was sitting here. No joke, I actually ordered food, okay? I have food right here. Here, breakfast, right? Wait, I'm recording this in the morning. I ordered food, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna watch the episode as I wait for my food. I was in the middle of the dub, and I got a notification on my phone that said, I got a notification on my phone that said, hey, your food's almost here. And I was like, oh shit! And the reason the notification had to wake me up on that was because I was just sitting and enjoying the episode in the sub. That's not a joke. That's not an exaggeration. It was so good. I love this episode. And I'm weirded out. We have the creation of the Dark Magician and the end of the Shadow Magus being my favorite episodes. By the way, our Seto piecing everything together was the fuck yeah note. Oh, I forgot to mention that. God damn! This is so good. This is such a good episode. Oh my god. I'm gushing my face off at this episode. I don't even know what I'm gonna think of the Dark One Cometh, the four-parter that's next, but damn! I might try to finish the Zork stuff of today. We'll see how long the Dark One Cometh takes me, because it's already 10:30 in the morning, but man, I am jazzing about this episode. And Steve managed to get me the thumbnails on time, because fun fact, I'm actually recording this on the day that my video on Tomb of the Nameless Pharaoh went live. It literally, from my perspective, went live 3.5 hours ago. So, yeah. I am going to sign off of this excellent episode. And I'm gonna follow this. I'm gonna follow Anzu's example yet again, because again she randomly decided to start using Duel Standby. What? But regardless, I'm gonna sign off and I'm gonna watch The Dark One Cometh. I'm pumped. I'm actually excited for this now. Holy shit! I didn't think this episode would hype me up as much as it has, but I'm enjoying the shit out of this. And I'll be honest with you, I think I would enjoy the shit out of this even in the sub. Hell, if I was watching just the sub, I actually think Village of Vengeance would probably be better for me too. Now that I'm thinking about it. Huh. Regardless though, oh, that's it from me. This is Blue Wolf Alex signing off of this fucking Amazeballs episode. I hope you have a good one, and I'll see you next week for the ultimate battle! The final boss has showed up. See you there, guys. Blue Wolf Alex the Lore Walker signing out. Have a good one! Duel stand by. Because remember, Yugi and Yamabukuro are going to duel next episode. Later.